Crime victims across Ohio now have more rights thanks to a new law that some people are calling a game changer. We thank you for staying with us at 5:30. I'm Jared Smalley.
And I'm Jennifer Bullock. NBC4 State House reporter Natalie Fahmy joins us live with details on the state's new law. Natalie?
Is commonly referred to as Marsy's Law and just went into effect today. The bill's sponsor, crime victims and advocates say while it's a transformational step, their work's not done yet.
Although crime victims had rights, there was nothing we could do to protect and enforce our rights.
Kathy Lee Harper is the executive director of the Ohio Crime Victim Justice Center and a crime survivor.
From the age of 5 to 16 years old, I was sexually assaulted by my stepfather.
She says when she reported the crime within the statute of limitations, they would not investigate right away. And it took 3.5 years from the time of her reporting it for her stepfather to be convicted.
3.5 years was absolute hell.
But now she says she's relieved knowing that thanks to Marsy's Law, crime victims in Ohio will no longer have to experience the criminal justice system the way she did.
All victims of violent crimes now have access to the fundamental rights at the broadest level.
There are 55 new crime victim provisions added to the Ohio Revised Code to standardize crime victims' rights across the state, with an emphasis on crime victim privacy and notification if the offender is released or granted a pardon. And every crime victim gets the option. Upon first contact with law enforcement, they'll be handed a form like this where their rights are explained and they can opt in or out.
We want to do what we can to ensure that you not only know what your rights are under Ohio law and Ohio Constitution, but you have the mechanisms that you can use to enforce those rights, to get support for those rights.
While Representative Andrea White, who sponsored the bill, says the law going into effect is a big step forward, she says there's still more work to be done. She, alongside the Ohio Crime Justice Victim Center, is asking for $8 million in the state's budget.
It is absolutely critical that specific funding is included in the state budget to ensure crime victims have access to no-cost legal services.
White says she is hopeful that they will get the funding in the state budget, saying she hopes it becomes a reoccurring support from the state. Local for you at the State House, I'm Natalie Fahmy, NBC4.
All right.